narrative, Kate Middleton is the respected, elegant, traditional queen-in-waiting who has taken to the royal family like a duck to water and understands the weight of tradition hoisted upon her.
Wife, mother, duchess, and patron, all in preparation for her biggest role yet as future queen consort.
Meanwhile, Meghan Markle is the arch-manipulator, the threat to the royal family, who's led Prince Harry astray and initiated the worst royal crisis in 85 years.
She has now got the whole of America, and the worst of the world, frankly, looking upon the palace, the monarchy, as a bunch of racists.
I tend to think the animating force here was Meghan and her seething jealousy over Catherine, her single white femaling of Catherine, her rage that she will never be Queen of England.
Elegant, poised, and effortlessly royal, Catherine, Princess of Wales, wins hearts without saying a word. Meghan Markle? She enters the room like a spotlight's owed to her. From tantrums to tiaras, jealousy runs deep, and it's aimed straight at her sister-in-law. Why can't Meghan stand Catherine's quiet power? Stay with us as we reveal it piece by piece.
Well, I don't think a 6-part Netflix series is privacy, nor is an Oprah interview. What she really wanted was control. Because she is a manipulator, she wanted to be able to manipulate people, and she couldn't manipulate the press in the UK. That's why she was angry. She couldn't force people to write the stories that she wanted them to write. So therefore, she left to get privacy so that she could write the stories in her own perspective. This entire documentary has stemmed from a hatred and a jealousy of Kate. That is the reason this entire thing exists, and the entire problems with the royal family and Harry and Meghan exist. She cannot stand Kate because Kate is beautiful.
In her Netflix docuseries, Meghan Markle practically screams envy, throwing royal shade like it's a sport. While Catherine shines with real elegance and respect, Meghan sulks behind staged lighting, bitter she never got the praise, power, or position Kate holds. Her passive-aggressive jabs at the royals just prove she couldn't handle that Catherine was always the true leading lady.
So she does seem to be obsessed with her because she raised her again in the Oprah interview in a way that we were told was dishonest. To your point a moment ago, that's interesting to me that you think this whole thing is about her anger toward the Princess of Wales.
100%. It's just pure jealousy against Kate. This entire Netflix deal, the entire reason she came out of the royal family is because she just cannot deal with the fact that there is another woman who is equally as beautiful, who is a whole lot more classy and a whole lot more talented and just better fit for the royal family than she is.
And if Netflix wasn't enough, Meghan doubled down in the Oprah interview, dragging Catherine into the mess with claims about crying and coldness. Why? Because deep down, she can't stand that Kate plays the royal game without drama. While Catherine remains dignified and silent, Meghan throws dirt, jealous of the woman who doesn't need headlines to command respect.
A royal author has claimed that Prince Harry was in love with Kate and that Meghan was jealous. Telegraph, the royal author goes on to explain how Meghan may have been jealous of their home compared to where the Prince and Princess of Wales stayed. She explains, I think Meghan must have been incredibly envious and then jealous of Kate. I heard Meghan actually thought she was going to be a princess and live in Windsor Castle. Instead, there's William and Kate with this beautiful house while they're stuck in Nottingham Cottage.
And then came Spare, Harry's royal tell-all, where he flipped the crying story again, blaming Kate, but royal authors weren't buying it. They revealed Harry once admired Kate like a sister, praising her intelligence, grace, and perfect royal fit. That's what really burned Meghan. Knowing her own husband held Catherine in high regard, mentally, emotionally, publicly, only fed the jealousy already boiling beneath that polished exterior.
To myself, she's looking up headlines to do with the Princess of Wales and finding a way to incorporate it into Netflix, into her social media posts, and it's creepy behaviour. Now some will say, come on Taz, you're reaching here, it's a bit of a coincidence. Lots of people love Zara. Yes, lots of people do love Zara, but Meghan had a sayonara Zara party when she got her part on Suits because she deemed it too low end for her and basically gave all of her non-designer clothes away to her friends. Now we're expected to believe that Meghan likes wearing Zara.
And when admiration turns into obsession, it shows. Meghan didn't just envy Kate, she started copying her. From wardrobe choices to headline timing, Meghan mirrored Catherine in everything from coats to curls, hoping to outshine her. But it backfired. Instead of praise, she got trolled. Because the public noticed, and no matter how hard she tried, Meghan couldn't fake what Kate naturally is.
I mean, what do you read into the fact that some are speculating that she's, you know, kind of being inspired by or copying the Princess of Wales when it comes to fashion choices?
And Meghan's like, oh, these old things, I wear high to low. Well, I've seen those headlines over the years to do with the Princess of Wales, who does wear high-end fashion with high street labels. And one of her favourite labels is Zara. So of course, where Meghan was talking about, oh, I've got this, and Zara, the trousers, because Meghan's really relatable these days. Her dress, again, another brand which is loved by the Princess of Wales, worn by Princess Charlotte as well. Of course, she's done this on purpose. She is merching royal children. The big problem is, it's Catherine and William's children. It's pretty twisted even by her standards. She is obsessed with that family, the same as her husband is, just for very different reasons.
To back this up, countless media outlets have exposed Meghan's habit of copying Kate's style. Same brands, same colors, even identical outfits. But it didn't stop there. She allegedly used images of Kate's children for her own brand promos without permission. That's not inspiration, it's exploitation. When you can't outshine the crown, you sell its reflection. Meghan turned royal envy into a brand knockoff Kate with a side of audacity.
But, you know, when you looked at Catherine at Charles's coronation in that Alexander McQueen finery, she was like resplendent. And if that had gone awry just like a hair, it could have easily veered into camp. And it did not. She is the perfect person for that role. She really is, Catherine. And it drives Meghan nuts. And we have also talked about the theory that when she got inside those walls, she was making a beeline for William. She thought she could maybe break up that marriage and herself become the future Queen of England.
At King Charles's coronation, Catherine stole the show. Elegant, radiant, and praised worldwide for her regal presence. Meghan? She stayed behind, claiming it was Archie's birthday, but insiders say she couldn't bear being sidelined. No balcony, no spotlight, just curtsies and cold shoulders. Watching Kate shine on a global stage was too much. So what did Meghan do? Sulked in silence, green with envy, miles away from relevance.
Reminds me of that shot of Catherine running out of her SUV towards like that little girl who had been waiting for her for hours.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the kind of stuff that I think sends Meghan Markle into paroxysms of rage. And so she couldn't help herself. She had to leak this story to put the Waleses on notice that they are working their way back. At least she thinks so. She thinks so. I don't think it's going to happen.
That Harry and Meghan are very jealous, particularly of Catherine, because you know she looks stunning in anything she wears.
That's why during Catherine's recent Wimbledon appearance, gracious, kind, effortlessly connecting with the public, Meghan reportedly went nuts. The very same day, stories of so-called peace talks with the royals mysteriously leaked. Coincidence? Hardly. Sources say Meghan just can't stand Kate being adored. She wants everything Kate has. The only time Meghan stayed silent? When Kate was battling cancer, because even she couldn't compete with courage.
Not the same, obviously. Catherine, Princess of Wales, more senior, a future queen, versus Meghan, who is always going to be in that supporting role. Weren't. One thing that really stood out to me was the efforts that Catherine clearly was making to try to connect and make things work.
But Catherine has always shown true royalty, grace, kindness, and real queen behavior. Even when Meghan joined the royal family, Catherine reportedly made efforts to welcome her, extend support, and build a bond. But Meghan, being Meghan, chose envy over empathy. It's the classic case of seeing what you want to see. No matter how kind Catherine was, Meghan only saw a threat, not a sister-in-law, and in trying to outshine her at every turn, she only ended up getting trolled.
The headline there is just this intense jealousy. Meghan Markle's Hollywood career reportedly suffered from her intense jealousy. And on the back of that, there's that story about how Meghan was so angry that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was the priority when it came to fashion designers. I mean, I cannot imagine being this petty and saying, angry that Catherine was the priority, saying she's not even queen.
And that's exactly why Meghan doesn't have any real Hollywood celebrity friends. Because even in Hollywood celebrity circles, no one wants to compete with her ego. Her own father, Thomas Markle, and half-sister Samantha have said it plainly. She's jealous of anyone who outshines her. And Meghan proves it constantly. Whether it's her podcast jabs, staged interviews, or subtle digs, she can't celebrate others, only compete with them, and usually lose.
It's Meghan Markle to me. Like, she has just fully been overtaken by her rage and her jealousy, and this is why she will never make it. It's why every next endeavor is yet another step down and a great failure.
No shade to Mindy Kaling, but do you think that's why Meghan doesn't have any friends that are real Hollywood rock stars?
And in the end, Meghan's biggest enemy isn't the monarchy, the media, or even Catherine. It's her own reflection. That endless need to compete, to control the narrative, to tear down rather than build up. It's the root of every downfall she's faced. No real friends, no royal role, no public respect. Because when everything's a spotlight competition, eventually people stop watching. And Meghan, she's the star of her own collapse.
Sometimes she always looks tremendously elegant. I think people love her for that. And if there is one duchess sitting over in California who is writhing in jealousy about it, that's a small price to pay for the huge pleasure that Kate Middleton brings to the British public at large.
No matter how much envy Meghan or people like her spit in Catherine's direction, the Princess of Wales remains unbothered. Graceful, composed, and undeniably royal. She doesn't need to clap back or play victim. She stands tall, walks with dignity, and lets her actions speak louder than any tabloid drama. Because true queens don't compete, they simply carry on, and Catherine does it flawlessly. If Meghan's endless jealousy, royal shade, and PR stunts make you roll your eyes as hard as we did, go ahead and smash that like button, share this with your royal tea-loving friends, and hit subscribe so you never miss a royal roast. Now tell us in the comments, do you think Meghan will ever stop obsessing over Catherine, or is she too far gone trying to become the woman she could never be?